Safe cracker. Whoa, what in the world is this? Check this out, guys. A Rock Band Rivals band kit for $60. Well, they've got some NES games up here for a pretty good price, some of them. What's up, everyone? It's Austin, and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo collection series. We are on a mission to build the biggest Nintendo collection ever, simply by going to thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, finding items that we could possibly flip, and then use that profit to purchase these Nintendo games. We also created a list of Nintendo franchises to make this series a little more interesting, and also prioritizes some Nintendo exclusives for us to hunt down. We have a list of 10 Nintendo franchises on our list right now, and our quest is to simply seek out 3 games from them. To start off this video, I really don't have too much to go over. I'm just really excited for the Halloween season. This is my favorite time of the year when it starts to get a little colder, the leaves are changing and falling. We're getting closer to the holiday season, but I'm always ready to be in the Halloween spirit. You know, just staying home, watching some horror movies, playing some video games. I'm actually planning on going down south to Illinois to make a visit to the Six Flags Fright Fest event going on down there. Just a ton of fun at this amusement park, and they got all of these people dressed up in these scary costumes and chasing around people at this place. And I always attend Halloween events at farms, doing corn mazes, pumpkin patches. Just a really fun time of the year to enjoy. Other than that, I don't really have too much else to go over. Gonna jump into these updates and then we can get on with our game hunting. Here's how our game showcase is looking to start off this week. We actually made 2 sales. The first one's gonna be a game down here, this Skylander Trap Team on the Xbox One. This one sold for around $23 and I think we actually got this one for around $5-ish at a Goodwill. The second item we sold is going to be this ink cartridge, this HP ink cartridge that sold. This one sold for around $23 as well, same as this game, but this one only cost us about $2 at a Goodwill. After eBay fees and shipping for these 2 items, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Alright guys, so here we are back at the Antique Mall, and as you guys can see, I still have my display case. Just coming here to check up on it. I actually just refilled it like a couple days ago, so it's still pretty full and packed. Up here we got like some Mario games, and then just kind of threw a weird assortment of stuff up here actually. But we got some of the cheaper games down here. These are like 10 to 15 bucks, all of these. And then we got the $8 games and then the $5 games. Again, just a huge assortment of stuff. So it's been pretty slow the past couple of months. Last month, actually, things picked up quite a bit. We got back to our average sales of like 200, a little over 200, which is what I try to aim for each month. So hoping that this month goes pretty good as well. We're getting closer to that holiday season, so I'm assuming things will pick up. But yeah, this is my case. It's still out here. Got tons of games. It's fully stocked. But while we're here, I'm probably just gonna look around, browse around the store to see if I can still find any video games here. I know my friend has a display case right next to mine, so I'll check that out. Maybe pick up some Nintendo games if I do find some. Made my way into a booth over here, and they got all kinds of toys and collectibles and also some media stuff, some games as you can see. Let's take a peek at what they do have in the games section and how they're pricing these. So got a God of War for about $9. Let's see what else we got. We got a Call of Duty, hunting game, RTX game, which I haven't really seen this game before. What is this? Some kind of like a third-person shooter. Interesting. They got My Street, some fun games, and then down here I see some Wii games. Let's see if there's anything in here worth picking up. Wii Ski is always a fun one for $5. Safe cracker. Whoa, what in the world is this? Some kind of like a safe cracking game? Huh, that's interesting. Madagascar carts. This Endless Ocean game actually, I think has some value, but they've got it priced at 14, so I think that's pretty much what it goes for. Okay, so here's his case over here, and he's got a lot more items than mine, unique items. Loving these Sonic plushies. Over here, you got an amiibo right here for $5. That's not bad. And then down here, you got some toys and figures. Check out that Star Wars Watto for 10 bucks. You got some plug and plays. Yeah, just a good variety of stuff. Xbox 360 headset. That's like the original one. Some 360 games. Pretty good price. Sonic Generations for $8. Can't believe that's how much it's going for nowadays. And then over here you got some PS3 games. These are actually pretty cheap too, these Crash Bandicoot games. Let's see what they got for GameCube. So he's got a Spider-Man and a Shrek 2 game, which honestly, those aren't bad prices for those two. Could possibly grab those. And then some NES games right here.
Go ahead, you can pull them out.
I'll just grab this one. And then this one right here. We made a visit to Pawn America this week. It's just a local pawn chain in my area, and they tend to sell a decent amount of games for around market value. So just kind of scanning through looking for some interesting Nintendo games. Sometimes I do find some games for a good deal and do pick them up. I already scanned through a lot of this and picked out a couple. I saw this PlayStation Vita game. Still on the lookout for PS Vita games anytime I can find them for cheap. But there was a Family Feud game for $4, a Switch game for $4. This was a definite grab. And then I also found the Civilization 6 game, which interested me. Played Civilization 5 a lot on the PC. Then just browsed around the store. They had a bunch of consoles. $60 for an Xbox 360 Slim. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. And then what shocked me more was this PS5 was $150. Is that usually how much it goes for a discless version? I'm not sure, but I feel like that's an amazing deal too. Just these two. A car. Alright guys, we're back in the car, and there was actually a little bit of a mishap that happened with the games that I purchased at this pawn shop. So I did purchase the Family Feud for $4. That's such a killer deal. Any Switch game I can get for this cheap, I'm always going to pick up. But unfortunately for the Sid Meier's game, Civilization game, really did want that game for 10 bucks. But when I bought it and opened up the case, the game was missing inside, which is bad. I just went back in the store, told them what happened, and they just told me to swap it out with any game that was $10 or around $10, which kind of sucked. But I just dug around and found this Nintendo Switch Sports. Not a bad one for 13 bucks. Some of the loose Switch games were a lot cheaper. Not planning on keeping this one. This one actually values for around 25 to 30 bucks. So we'll probably flip it and recoup some money back. All in all, not a bad stop, I guess. Back at our game showcase, and we've got an update. Sold an item, and it's gonna be down here. It's gonna be this pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts in really good condition. We sold this one for $47.50, so a pretty good sale. We purchased these for about $10 at a Goodwill. We got another sale. Just sold a item over here. It's gonna be a portal actually. And it's gonna be this one. This is a Traptanium portal for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and I believe for the Wii or Wii U. This one doesn't hold as much value as the one for the Xbox One, but we did manage to sell it for $20, and we picked it up for like $3 at a antique store. Gonna get this packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. We were out of town this week in the northern part of Wisconsin, and every time I'm up here I always have to check out these eWays sales and pawn stores. They always have a bunch of cheap games and always give good deals to us. So checking out some of the cheaper games first, just kind of scanning through. These were all around $3. Spotted this Guitar Hero game for $3. Was debating on this, but doesn't really have too much value, so this section was kind of a bust for me. Also checking out some of these higher end items. Check this out, guys, a Rock Band Rivals band kit for $60. This was very tempting as well, but I believe it was missing some parts. There was one item that definitely caught my eye, and that was this Yiba Ninja Gaiden game for $10. This thing actually values for closer to around 30. Checking out some of the Nintendo games next, and wasn't really anything too interesting. Some of these were priced a little high. Some N64 games here as well. They have a rack full of PS4 and Xbox One games, and sometimes you can find some deals on here. They had Frostpunk for $15, which isn't bad. The new game just came out, and excited to check that one out. Xbox One section, I found this obscure game. Didn't really know too much about it. Doesn't hold too much value. And then just spinning around the PS4 section. They had a Blu-ray section for $3 each. Absolutely had to check out this section. They had some decent ones in here, but there was one collection set that I was interested in, and it's this Pacific. I've never seen this one before, but only heard great things from it. It does value for around closer to $15, so for $3, if we can get it for that much, it's worth a pickup, I'd say.
All right, so like I said, on both of them, you're looking at $8. There's a 4% fee on cards, extra 32 cents.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know with like one of the Xboxes it was like a... We are out here at Half Price Books this week, and seeing a lot of video games they got stocked here. A bunch of stuff in these cases as well. But over here we got some Nintendo games, we got some DS, some Wii games, GameCube games even. And already spent a little bit of time digging through. Got this Ori and the Blind Forest on the Switch. They don't really have too many Switch games, and I don't think these are really worth it. Wii U selection is pretty small too. I got like 2 copies of Donkey Kong and Mario Kart, and then some more over here. But here in the Wii section, I actually found some interesting items. We got this Mario Kart. I think this was here last time, but again, $20 is a really good price for this, and it is complete as well. The second game I found is going to be this right here, this Wii Sports. They got this listed for $10, which is a really good price. Sells on eBay for around 25-ish. After fees, I'll probably only get back like, I don't know, 16, 17. So would that even be worth it? I'm thinking I might grab it though, because I know this is a really quick seller, and to spend $10 on, I'll probably profit like $6 or $7. Also down here we got some GameCube games. Madagascar for $10, Medal of Honor, 2 Medal of Honor games, and then The Sims, which I could possibly pick up as well for $7.50. Just a cheaper GameCube game. Could be a fun one. SSX Tricky for $30, this Thai game, and this Vex game. They usually don't have too much at the clearance section at this Half Price Books, but it's the first time I'm seeing a decent amount of video games, or a good row of video games up here. But nothing too crazy, just like some shovelware Wii games, Madden 13. There's a GameCube game here actually, Madden 05. There isn't a manual in here either, but for $2, yeah, if I didn't find anything, I probably would grab this too, but we'll be passing up on that. And then over here, there's like this row right here of $2, $4 games. Last of Us is $8 though. Nothing too special. Probably will be passing up on all of this stuff. For sure have to show you guys this as well. They've got some NES games up here for a pretty good price, some of them at least. There's this Super Mario Bros. 3 for $15, which is a really good price. Very tempted to grab that one. And then also Donkey Kong Classics for 15, which is also a good price. I think that game usually values for around 20-ish. Way up there though, if you guys can see, there's a Castlevania for $15 as well. So that one I think I'm for sure gonna pick up. Now that game values for closer to around 30. So yeah guys, apparently you still can't find some great game deals here at Half Price Books. Gonna look over some more stuff and really debate on what I'm gonna pick up. Those two and those two. Yeah. We are back in the game room, guys, and that pretty much wraps up our game hunting for this week. Let's check out all the items that we grabbed. We made a visit to the antique mall this week and kind of showed you guys my case, how it's looking. I am still selling video games in the antique mall. But we did pick up some games from my good friend Tim, who also has a display case at this place. I don't even think I showed you guys yet, but I did pick up an NES game and also a GameCube game. The first game I got was Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos. And we got this one for $10. This one you get to play as Ryu Hayabusa. It's a 2D platformer, hack and slasher. We also picked up the original Spider-Man on the GameCube. This game looked really good on the GameCube system. You get to swing around New York City. I'm pretty sure it follows along with like the movie. I mean, I've seen like Green Goblin on the back of here. As you guys know, I'm currently playing through the Spider-Man games on the PS5, so it's awesome to be able to pick up a Spider-Man game on the older consoles. We went to Pawn America for the first time this season and found a couple of games. I don't find too many games for a good deal. The first thing we found was this Switch Sports. I wanted a Civilization game, but it was missing from the case, so we just ended up swapping it for this one. And this game currently values for around like $30-ish on eBay, even loose like this, so we'll probably be flipping this to recoup some money. And then also picked up Family Feud for $4. Anytime I can get a Switch game for $4, absolutely going to take that deal. We were also out of town this week in the northern part of Wisconsin, and they have these pawn stores called E-Ways Sales and Pawn. They tend to have a decent amount of video games, and they always give me good deals. We got 2 items for $8. So we got this Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z game, another Ninja Gaiden game that we purchased this week. $10 alone was already a really good deal for this because apparently this one is selling for around like 30-ish on eBay. This is kind of a spin-off to the Ninja Gaiden games on the 360. It's got a really cool art style, just a simple hack and slasher, I guess. The story's kind of weird because you're like fighting a bunch of zombies. And then we picked up The Pacific on Blu-ray. Never seen this movie series before. I've seen a little bit of the Band of Brothers movies, but haven't seen this one. This could be one that I actually do keep and check out since we got it for so cheap. And then lastly, we got a good haul of games from Half Price Books. It was awesome to see that we did find some games for a very good deal. We got this Wii Sports for $10. Again, this is just going to be one to really quickly flip. I know it sells fast on eBay, and for $10, we'll get a little bit of profit out of this. We got 2 NES games. The first one is going to be Castlevania, the original one for $15. This one you play as Simon Belmont. It's kind of similar to the Ninja Gaiden games, except you can use like a whip. You play as a vampire hunter. You go through Dracula's castle in search of him so you can destroy him. Really fun gameplay and amazing music for this one. We also picked up Super Mario Bros. 3. This completes our Super Mario Bros. Collection for the NES. This game was considered the most popular Mario game on the NES. The graphics were upgraded. Really fun gameplay. There's like 8 or 9-ish levels, and there's really cool level terrains. A lot more power-ups and new suits that you get to use. So yeah, really happy to add this one to the collection and actually tally the last Mario game that we have. I'm pretty sure I'm going to come across a lot more Mario games in this series, so do not mind tallying this one up. And then the last game we just got was a GameCube game. We got the original Sims game for $7.50. It just was a really good price. I think it does value for a little higher. Just like that, gonna get all of this added to my collection right now. We're gonna put one tally next to the Mario, and that pretty much completes it. We're just looking for 3 games from these Nintendo franchises. We had a really great week of pickups. We got some amazing games to add to our collection for a really good deal. But that's pretty much all I got for this week. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one.